How's it going, folks? It's T-Biz and
Overlord of Overlord Productions here. Jolly good show.
once again, it's time for story time with T-Biz and Overlord, and this is from the wonderful world of reading, from Disney's wonderful world of reading. This Walt Disney Productions presents The Princess Who Never Laughed, featuring Goofy, which we all know and love. And huh? What's that?
I said a T-Biz biography.
Oh my God, thank you. Anyways, this once again, this is just the rundown with these. These are just books that were from my childhood, from when I was probably like 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old, and
in diapers.
yeah, no, I wasn't in diapers. I still crapped my pants back then, but I wasn't in diapers at all. But anyway, I was potty trained. I was potty trained by this time, and that I had these books. But anyways. This just goes back to the day when my folks used to read me bedtime stories. Anyways, we're going to dip into this book, and the cover is a princess with a resting bitch face. Just kind of fair maiden princess in the tower, and here's Goofy eating it on the ground with his two teeth out. He tripped over a rock, and he's just eating it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, the opening page is Goofy's wife. I don't know if she has a name or if she's just like Mrs. Goofy, but that he's got a wife,
She obviously died before Goof Troop was a thing, so.
Maybe so, yeah. And
there you go.
so she's waving goodbye to him. Opening page. And then there's Goofy looking dumbfounded at the title page, which is The Princess Who Never Laughed. And as you can see throughout this book, there's ink markings from when I would just mark my books up with ink. Okay, and here we go. There once was a princess who never laughed. She never even smiled. The king brought clowns to the castle. One made funny faces at the princess. Another stood on his head. One tickled her nose with a feather. Still, the princess did not laugh. And here you can see some fools and clowns. There's a monkey. There's a giant chicken. So I guess that's somebody in a chicken suit. There's a frog with a hat on it. So like a wizard hat. And there's the king and his daughter. And she's just not even whatever. Near the castle lived a poor woman and her son. The son had his own way of doing things. If his mother told him to wash carrots, he scrubbed them on the washboard. He was such a funny fellow that people called him Goofy. Oh, so that's Goofy's mom. And Goofy's so stupid that he's washing carrots on a washboard. I don't know if you know what those are, Overlord.
It sounds familiar.
It's a metal washboard. I mean, old-timey bands would, somebody might strum on one and play it, and whatever. But anyways, but you use a washboard, old days to wash your clothes. Anyways, one day Goofy's mother looked in the cupboard. There was barely enough food for the mice. Goofy said his mother, "We have nothing but stale bread for supper. Go to the castle and ask for a job." "Cheer up, mother." "So cheer up, mother," said Goofy. "I'm on my way." When Goofy reached the castle, he saw the princess sitting in her window. Goofy smiled at her, but she did not smile at him. What did you just say a minute ago?
The bread thing, it's like, go to the castle. It's like, no. Or just go to T-Biz's store.
That's funny. Anyways.
Loaded.
But she did not smile at him. I wonder why the princess does not smile, thought Goofy. Goofy was so busy... What? Anyways, Goofy was so busy looking at her that he did not watch where he was going. He tripped on a large stone. So there's Goofy tripping, and there's the princess just kind of looking at him.
Yeah, the trip with the brain.
His hands went one way, his feet went another way. Goofy landed on his nose with a thud. Now the princess saw this funny sight. Do you think she laughed? No, she did not even smile. That's kind of funny. She's like, whatever, dude. Anyways, at the royal chicken coop, Goofy found a job. He gathered the royal eggs all day. When Goofy's work was done, the chicken keeper gave him some fresh eggs. I remember this egg part, like when my mom used to read this to me, or my dad or whatever. I remember these eggs. For some reason, these eggs just kind of stick out to me. It's weird. Boy, oh boy, said Goofy, fresh eggs for supper. Away he ran to show them to his mother. But Goofy did not watch where he was going. He tripped again on the same stone. This is kind of hits home.
That's some Overlord mistakes right there.
His feet went one way, his hands went another way. The eggs flew into the air. Goofy scrambled to catch the eggs. As soon as he caught one, another slipped out of his hands. Crack, whack, splash. Now the princess saw Goofy juggling the eggs, and it was a funny sight. But do you think she laughed? No, she did not even smile. You silly, said Goofy's mother. When she heard about the broken eggs, if you had put the eggs in your big hat, you could have brought them safely home. Cheer up, mother, said Goofy. I will do that next time. The next day, Goofy worked in the royal dairy, and all day he milked the royal cows. When Goofy's work was done, the cow keeper gave him a pail of fresh milk.
What's in the royal cows? Do they give chocolate milk instead of just regular bland ass milk?
No, it's just regular white milk. Anyways, wow, said Goofy, fresh milk. Away he ran to show his mother. At the castle gate, Goofy remembered what his mother said, so he poured the milk into his big hat. Then Goofy... Hold on. What were you going to say?
He took it from a bucket to his hat?
Yeah.
That's silly.
Then Goofy put his hat back on. Swoosh. The milk splashed over him. Into his ears, down his chin. It even trickled under his collar. Now the princess was in her window, and she saw this funny mess. But do you think she laughed? Not the princess. No. She did not even smile. Man.
I wish I could make money and copy-paste in the same line.
You silly goose, said Goofy's mother, when she heard about the milk. If you had carried the pail in your hands, you could have brought the milk safely home. Cheer up, mother, said Goofy. I will do that next time. All the next day, Goofy worked feeding the royal pigs. And here he's got a pig on his lap, and he's feeding it like a baby. And it's got a bib on. That's funny. Okay. When his work was done, the pig keeper gave him a wiggly little piglet. That's hilarious because the pig keeper guy, this white guy, he kind of looks like a pig. He's kind of piggish himself, so it makes sense.
Well, you know us white people.
All right. A royal piglet, cried Goofy. He could hardly wait to show his mother. Remembering what she had said, he tried to carry the piglet in his hands. But the wiggly piglet...
Blow up like a bomb?
But the wiggly piglet was slippery. It wiggled out of Goofy's hands. Poor Goofy. The piglet ran through a mud puddle. Goofy splashed through the mud too. The piglet ran into a haystack. Goofy went right in after it. But the piglet was too fast for Goofy. It got away. The princess looked out her window. There stood Goofy, covered with mud and straw. Do you think she laughed? Not the princess. No. Not even a smile. And what's weird, I had some ink pen colored in Goofy's eyes. I don't know why I did that. It's weird. But yeah, there's Goofy on the hay, and there's the princess. I drew a little bit on the princess. I think I might have been getting tired of her at some point. I don't know.
I'm waiting for you to put like some slurs on her or something.
No, I wasn't really writing at this point. A little bit, but not much. But yeah. Anyways, that night, Goofy's mother met him at the door. Goofy told her how he had lost the piglet. Ninny, she said, have you no sense at all? If you had held onto the rope, you could have pulled the piglet home behind you. Cheer up, mother, said Goofy. I will do that next time. The next day, Goofy found a job.
I want to know when all these next times are going to happen. Is there a sequel to this?
I don't know. Anyways, the next day, Goofy found a job in the royal kitchen. All day he washed royal dishes. When the work was done, the cook gave Goofy a fine fish. I remember the fish. That's kind of stuck out to me when I was little, the fish.
It's a fish.
It's just a big green fish.
No, it's not Flounder from Little Mermaid. This is too early.
When Mother sees this fish, said Goofy, she won't be angry anymore. Then Goofy remembered what his mother had said. Carefully, he tied the rope around the fish. Away he went, pulling the fish behind him. And there's this stone fence along the pathway, and there's these cats watching.
The Aristocrat.
No, it's just some generic cats. When the royal cats smelled the fish, they all came running to get a bite. And at the end and at the bottom of this page, there's a fish skeleton, and then the next page is Goofy with pulling the string. Goofy's fish was nothing but bones. By the time he passed the princess, Goofy's fish was nothing but bones by the time he passed the princess. Do you think she laughed? Not the princess. No. She did not even smile. And at this point, I marked all over her face. I think I might have just been getting frustrated with her not laughing.
Sick of her BS.
And it might have kind of pissed me off. But anyways, okay. That night, Goofy told his mother how he'd lost the fish. Nincompoop, she cried. You should have carried the fish on your shoulder. Cheer up, Mother, said Goofy. I promise to do that next time.
Again, is there a...
Bright and early the next morning, Goofy went to the castle. This time he found it... What's that?
I said, what's he going to screw up today?
This time he found a job cleaning the royal barn. He worked hard all day. And here's a bunch of animals.
Sack of cow poo.
There's like a donkey, an owl, a horse, a goat, mouse, and a dog. Let's see.
So okay. Mr. Brian and other cuddly farm animals?
Goofy did such a fine job, the barnkeeper gave him a royal cow. This cow will make Mother rich, said Goofy. But how will I ever get it home? Then he remembered his mother's words. You should have carried...
The question is, how's he going to lose it?
Okay. You should have carried the fish on your shoulder. Goofy put his hat on the cow's head. Next, he tied his coat around the cow's neck. Then he got down on his hands and knees and crawled under the cow. Goofy tried to stand up. This cow is heavy, he said. Goofy huffed and puffed. At last, Goofy stood up. Sure enough, the cow was on his shoulders. All right, let's try to... having a hard time with these last pages. Anyways, now the princess was looking out her window. She saw Goofy coming up the road with his cow. And do you know what happened? She laughed. She laughed so hard, her stomach hurt. She laughed so loud, her ears ached. She laughed and laughed and laughed. And I also marked on her again. I guess that kind of was like the antagonist of this book that I had to just mark on her with pen.
Wait a minute. I figured it out. That's the grown-up version of the little redhead kid from The Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah, right?
Putting them together, man. You gotta tell the people.
This king could not believe his ears. If that fellow can make the princess laugh, he should be here all the time, he cried. So the king called for Goofy.
You either laugh once out of the freaking 6 times he's gone by me.
Will you come to live in the castle, he asked. Sure, I'd like that, said Goofy. If my mother can come too. And there's Goofy's mom and the king looking at her. Like, he's just like kind of has this look. He's like looking, like she's got like this look with her eye, her eyelashes batting, And he's just got this look like looking at her. It's kind of funny.
My guess is the human king, Goofy's mom, got it out in this first place.
I don't know. I don't know if the king's happy about that. And then on the bottom of this is the very next day, Goofy and his mother came to live at the castle, and they lived happily ever after. And there's Goofy across from the princess. And once again, I marked the princess's face out with ink pen. And yeah, that's it. That's that book. That is that book. I don't know what we can take away from it, but
You don't like redhead chicks?
no, that's not true. That's been proven wrong for years and years and years. But anyways, oh man,
It's not ones like that.
I think what this book tries to tell you is just try to slow down, stop, pay attention to what you're doing, or else you'll screw things up. And my life has always been kind of whiz bang pow, and I'm always I kind of never paid attention or listened to this book, and it would it teaches you a valuable lesson. Kind of think about what you're going to do before you do it or whatever, and just kind of take your time, have a plan.
The most important lesson of all: don't be a bitch.
That too, but yeah. Well, that's it for The Princess Who Never Laughed, and thanks again for tuning in, for all the 20 or 30 people that tune into this or whatever.
Side note: this is very reminiscent of an episode of Looney Tunes where Daffy Duck had to get this guy to laugh to get out of a bind. It made him laugh so hard he died.
Oh wow, I don't remember that.
It's quite hilarious.
That's crazy.
Shout out to Mel Blanc and Old School Warner Bros.
Right. Anyways, I'm gonna leave a link for Overlord's channel for you to go and subscribe to him if you're passing by here and you're new. Go ahead and give him a subscribe if you like toy reviews or action figure reviews. Anyways, thanks for watching, y'all. This is T-Biz and
P.S. I can't read. Overlord Productions here.
signing out. Laters.
Later.